His hands were trembling. The Gandiva slipped from his grip. This was Arjuna, one of the greatest warriors. He had won the Draupadi Swayamvara. He had fought and won countless battles. He had faced the most powerful enemies without fear. And yet, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he couldn't even stand. Why? Hello everyone, and welcome to Tejas Shine from Within. I'm Ansuya, a counselor and guide, and this is a space where I share simple ideas to help you become your best self so that you have a stronger and calmer mind. Because he was filled with panic to think of fighting against his own people. The enemy wasn't the opposite army, it was the emotion rushing through his own mind. All of us have experienced something similar. A problem strikes us and we panic. The chest feels tight, thoughts spiral, and we feel stuck. The battle is inside our mind. This reaction is called as the emotional hijack. The moment something goes wrong, two things happen. First, your emotional center, the amygdala, gets triggered. Your sympathetic nervous system switches on. Stress hormones flood your body, and your heart starts racing, muscles tighten, and mind jumps to the worst case scenarios. You're no longer seeing reality clearly. You're seeing it through fear. Second, your prefrontal cortex, the logical part of your brain, which is responsible for decision making, it shuts down. You lose the ability to think and respond mindfully. In simple terms, your amygdala is now running the show. You start reacting impulsively, emotionally, and often irrationally. So, what do we do? First, understand this. Feeling is not the problem. Pain, anger, frustration, all of these are natural. So don't suppress them. But also, don't stay in that state forever. Because if you do that, you're only feeding the emotion to grow stronger and your logical brain won't come back online. So, give yourself a time limit. Tell yourself, for the next 10 minutes, I will feel this fully. Be upset, let it out, no resistance. But when that time is over, shift. Stop feeding the emotion further. Now comes the turning point. You must take back control from the amygdala and return it to your thinking brain. And how do you do that? Pause and breathe. Take slow, deep abdominal breaths. We've talked about this in a previous video, and you'll find the link in the description box. This deep breathing immediately activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which puts the brakes on your stress response. Your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, and your prefrontal cortex comes back online. And now, when your brain switches gears, you actually start thinking. You start seeing possibilities, different perspectives, actual solutions to the problem. How do you solve any problem? First, define the problem clearly. What exactly is the issue? Not the story, not the emotion, just the fact. Second, list possible solutions. Don't overthink. Just write down whatever comes to your mind as a possible solution. Third, evaluate. Which option is practical? Which one is realistic? And then choose one and act. That's it. Simple. But most of us don't do this. Instead, we keep thinking and thinking and thinking. And that's where we lose. Because overthinking doesn't solve problems, it only drains your energy. At first, this will feel tough. But if you keep practicing, you can train your brain. Every time that you do this, you are strengthening these neural pathways. Over time, this stops being something that you do. It becomes something who you are. Your brain stops freezing under pressure. It starts spotting solutions naturally, effortlessly. So, start small. Practice with everyday problems, traffic jams, schedule delays, unexpected changes, people finding fault with you. Use all these moments as training because every time you stay calm, you're rewiring your brain and slowly you become solution oriented by default. But sometimes you may not be able to decide how to deal with a problem. We are often good at giving advice to others, but when we are emotionally involved in a problem, we can't see clearly. When Arjuna was helpless, he sought guidance from Krishna, and that changed everything for him. So, when you are confused, seek advice, but be careful whom you approach. because not all advice helps. Some people will make you feel more scared, confuse you further, or just say something that feels good. Others will judge you and gossip about you to others. So, make sure you choose someone who is calm and who will help you calm down. Somebody who has wisdom and experience. Somebody who is unbiased and your well wisher. And most importantly, someone who will not hesitate to tell you the truth even if it is uncomfortable for you. The wrong advice increases your suffering, but the right advice will bring clarity and help you to grow. Now, let's go deeper. Not every problem is random. Some challenges are the result of past karma. And when you learn to see life this way, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And instead, you start asking, what can I do now? You stop resisting reality and start accepting it. That means you stop fighting the fact and start working on the solution. When you turn inward and pray for guidance, you will find something powerful, a steady strength that makes you a better person. You begin to shine from within. So, the next time you face a problem, remember this no suffering network. Allow yourself to feel the emotion for 10 minutes. Then, practice deep breathing to reboot your prefrontal cortex. Focus on how to solve the issue in front of you. If you're finding it tough to do it alone, seek help from the right guide. Accept reality and turn inwards to seek divine inspiration to get the right answers. Act wisely. Everybody has problems. They are inevitable. But suffering? That is optional. The battlefield didn't change. Arjuna did. And that changed everything. He didn't win when the battle ended. He won the moment he chose to stand up again. And so can you. When you are faced with a problem, make the right choices, train your mind, and act wisely. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or thoughts about what we learned today or want more information, feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp or by email. Namaste and have a great day.